Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, continuing our discussion with Dr. Adel. Dr. Adel, now we've seen many different ministries and many sectors really exerting effort in the digitalization transformation, but maybe one of the most evident has been the banking sector and the financial transformation as well. Can you highlight the most important steps taken by the banking sector and the Ministry of Finance in developing and instilling this transformation and culture for the Egyptian citizen?
Okay, the start was coming from the president, His Excellency Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, when he established the National Council for Payment. The president was focusing on promoting the financial inclusion to the society and to include the non-banking clients in the banking sector. Leading the National Council for Payment, that gives a very strong support to the financial sector and the banking sector overall to promote the financial inclusion and to proceed more quickly in digital transformation. So if you review the central bank efforts during the last period, you will find that issuing the new law, the banking law, and giving special chapters for digital banks, not digital banking, I'm talking about digital banks.
Yes.
This is a very important step. Talking about in the law about the digital solutions and how we can promote such solutions and how to regulate such solutions. Being able to regulate solutions and being able to making it a formal way, that will help in providing such solutions. Moreover, the central bank launched the FinTech Hub, the Financial Technology Hub, in order to help the entrepreneurs and startups in providing financial solutions and digital solutions to the society, helping the financial inclusion objective. Moreover, last period we launched our national payment network, MISA. It's a national payment network that helps us in reducing the cost of the digital payments. Usually, you know, we are depending on international networks like Visa and MasterCards in proceeding our card transactions. But once we have a national payment, that will help us in reducing the cost and will also help us in keeping our data and our information secured. Because it's very important to keep such data secured in your country. So this is, for example, moreover, the central bank launched an initiative to launch more than 6,500 ATM through the country. Why? That's because they are focusing on introducing the digital channels to people, attracting people to deal with ATMs smoothly. Moreover, the POS initiative. There is an initiative to launch more than 100,000 POS machines. We already have about 100,000, and there's another 100,000 to be launched to cover all the country, and even targeting the small shops and the small SMEs, small and medium enterprises, in order to encourage them to accept digital payments and to accept card payments. All of this progress is focusing on promoting digital transformation that will help in financial inclusion. And financial inclusion will not be able to make a success in financial inclusion without digital solutions, because the digital solution is your way or your gate to attract people and to help people creating different opportunities and to shifting or transforming their way of trading or the daily process they are doing into banking format.
Yes. Well, Dr. Adel, you mentioned how this transformation is affecting the ordinary Egyptian citizen and also the SMEs and the national industries. But what about the foreign investor? Now, you've spoken about the banking law and how the digital banking, digital financing is really serving the Egyptian economy domestically. But will this also could it also affect the investment law, attracting foreign investors to Egypt when they see that sort of transformation within the banking sector and within the financial transactions, the regulations, the solutions? Is that a much more attractive prospect for the foreign investor coming to Egypt?
The foreign investor is looking for stability, looking for a sustainable market, looking for opportunities to generate profits. And the Egyptian market is very good for any investor to come and to invest, especially in the financial sector. Why? Because you are talking about 30% banking, the banked ratio, about 30%. So still you have more than 70% of the population able to have a banking services, able to have a different way of financial services, not only banking, insurance, lending. So there's opportunity for the foreign investors. And they are keen to study our market very well, especially after COVID-19, when all the world is facing a recession now. The Egyptian market, one of 6 markets in the global, only will achieve a growth in the national economy. So that gives a very good sign for investors, for the foreign investors, that there's opportunity. They need to consider, and they need to study the market well, and they need to study and understand the needs of the people and the society.
Yes. Talking about, I just want to stay for a bit within the banking sector now, talking about studying the market as well. Now, the banking sector is involved in almost all sectors, but what are the sectors that the banking sector and culture feels that they need to penetrate more, they need to be more involved in? Which sector in Egypt is not using not making use of the facilities of the banking sector to its maximum potential?
I think the technicians, the freelancers, the people who is doing business without having a formal organization, the handyman, they are doing a good job. They are doing profitability, but without being involved in banking. Taking into consideration, if they are going through banking channels and they can develop their business and their way of generating profits through banking solutions. Let's say, for example, the youth who is coming from the universities without experience and without being ready for the job market. There's a very important initiative coming from the central bank. It's called Nilepreneurs. Nilepreneurs, it's about empowering those youth in order to be able to have their own projects and to finance those youth in providing their solutions and their projects, even if it's non-financial projects, if it's industrial projects. We don't care about that. Whatever project they are working on, the Nilepreneurs helping them to be financed and to be educated as well.
Yes.
So it's not about which segment is not involved. Everyone in life is involved in financial sector, but how can we help them to be in using these tools and these mechanisms?
Yes. Dr. Adel, now Egypt is embarking and has adopted this vision of sustainable development 2030. Everybody understands, well, we're going to have smart new cities, El Alamein, the new administrative capital, Mansoura. Everyone's talking about sustainable development, renewable energy. How can the digitalization transformation help Egypt reach the 2030 Sustainable Development Vision quite soon?
Okay, I will tell you something. It's the new cities or the new smart cities like Al Alamein, like the new capital city. It's not about building new buildings. It's not about new premises. It's about a new concept. New concept. How to move the people from the traditional way to more advanced way, transforming their mentalities and their mindset to be in digitally thinking. It's about how to automate and to digitalize the regular process and traditional process they used to do in the last decades into digital format. So it's not only about moving people from here to there. It's about moving those people from here to there and changing their minds, changing the way they are used to deal with people, the way they are used to serve people. So during the last month, I think, there was a very important exception about, it's called ICT, it's about digitalization and digital solutions. And I found there is very important solutions coming from some ministers which were far about digitalization, like Ministry of Justice. They are offering digital solutions now to help people in dealing with with the ministry. And Ministry of Interior, they are providing something like machines, like same like ATM machines, in order to issue the birth certificates and the marriage certificates and other certificates from malls or from clubs or from the street as well. So there is different efforts being in transforming the way we interacting with people and the way of serving people from different ministries of different governmental entities. So new cities will not be about new buildings. It's about new concept.
Yes.
It's about innovation. How to open a door for people to innovate. How to accept the new concept of providing solutions and for accepting solutions.
Yes. Dr. Adel, you've mentioned that Egypt has embarked on the digitalization process many years ago, and now we're seeing how it is being applicable to our lifestyle, but you've mentioned that we're still in the beginning.
Yeah.
But how do we compare to other countries who are already, or maybe in a similar sort of transformation that we're going through? How good are we? How fast are we? How would you compare our transformational process to other countries?
Look, we have a vision and we have a will. So as long as you have a vision and you know what you want to do, you will be able to do. There is some countries definitely succeeded in implementing digital solutions and digital transformation in a very good stories, success stories in Kenya, in China, in India. But we are in our journey, and we are doing a lot of efforts in order to reach our objectives. And keeping in mind that digitalization is not one step once we reach it, it's finalized. No, digitalization, it's about, and this is, by the way, this is a very repeated misconception, because people mixing between digitization and digitalization. Digitalization, it's about transforming the traditional way of service or goods to a digital form, digital format. But digitalization, it's continuous process. You will never reach the end of digitalization, because you will never reach the end of innovation or development. Digitalization is a continuous process. You will keep developing. You will learn from your past experience and from other experiences from other countries, and you will keep developing. So you will never reach an end. There is no end. We are I was telling you, we are doing some initiatives and some progress in digital transformation, and that's starting to give us some results. I will let you know. For example, from the banking sector, 5 years ago, 1 year ago, we was not having any digital lending solution in Egypt, but now there's a digital lending solution coming from Bank UMS, for example, digital loan. The SME, the small and medium enterprises, can apply for digital loan digitally. They can follow the process digitally, and they can get the response also digitally. All of these things, it's new for our country. So there is some progress is coming out, but it will take time for sure.
Yes, it will take time, and as you've mentioned, it's an ongoing process, and with this process there comes trials, errors, problems, challenges, obstacles, and the whole process also includes solutions and regulations and overcoming these obstacles. You've mentioned all the advantages of really achieving or going through the transformation, but what would you say have been our biggest challenges and our biggest obstacles to overcome in this process? What do we need to get better? What do we need to solve?
What we need to solve, or what we have to focus more on educating people and educating society. If you can't know that the process will helping you, you will not cooperate with the process. If you can't believe that the change will help you developing your life and help you in making more money, you will not cooperate with the change. So we need to help. We need to educate people, and we need to increase our awareness campaigns in order to let them understand and believe that the transformation is their benefits. We need to be more focusing on the minor transactions, the micro focus. You know, when you focus on the daily steps or daily process that everyone is doing, and making it digitizing this process, like you are going through transportation, public transportation. If you are able to pay the ticket of transportation through QR code, people will understand that the QR code is something for their benefits and for future. Instead of paying only the transportation, the public transportation bill, they will also pay for their purchases for car, for jewelries, for whatever. So they will accept the new method of payment. This is, for example, so it's about how to educate them and how to offer minor solutions for the daily process and the daily transactions that you are doing every day.
Yes, and going through this transformation, is it only an Egyptian governmental effort that we're actually going through this transformation, the Information Communication Technology Ministry doing all the work, or do we actually have some sort of an assistance from international companies or countries around the world getting to know their expertise and the know-how?
It's not only about the governmental efforts, it's also from the private sector efforts. There is a lot of private sector, and this is, by the way, this is the most supportive sector that can help the government in implementing the digital transformation. Why? Because the private sector having the tools and having the financial tools and having the will to make more profits and to make more money, so they can invest in transforming their services into from the traditional way to digital way. So that will help the country in their efforts as well. For example, if you review the efforts from the government cooperating with some international companies like Uber, for example, there is some cooperation in order to provide a different way of serving people. So it's not only about government efforts, it's cooperation and collaboration between government and private sector with international companies or investors. So there is efforts from everyone, because as I was telling you, it's a new normal. It's a new fact.
Yes.
If you will not be able to deal with it, you will not be able to continue and to make profits for tomorrow and after tomorrow and so on. So I think everyone and every sector is doing a lot of efforts in order to keep transforming and keep digitalizing their way of making business.
Yes. Dr. Adel, going through the digital transformation now, a lot of people always also mention artificial intelligence, and we've seen the President instruct to apply artificial intelligence in construction. But you've pointed out to me before that we're still in the very beginning of really making use. We're taking baby steps. How are they both related, and how can artificial intelligence, when we do really take bigger steps, help us develop in terms of productivity, digitalization, and economic development as well?
AI is about understanding the behaviors of the people and helping them to find the right solutions to cover their needs. It's about doing some analysis, understanding your way of thinking, your way of living, your way of interacting, your behavior overall, and doing the required analysis in order to provide you with the right solutions. Yes, we are still in the early steps in implementing the artificial intelligence, but actually the banking sector taking the leadership in this field as well, because now you will find some banks, they are offering chatbots. Chatbots it's an AI solution, it's artificial intelligence solution. It's providing answers to the customers' inquiries. It's providing saving time for the banks and for the customers, and providing the right and the most accurate answer to the question. So there is some implementation for artificial intelligence, but still we are in early stage. Once we succeeding in implementing artificial intelligence, you will be able to understand the behaviors of people, their needs, to explore the existing need and the future needs, and that will help you to be able to provide solutions not only for today but also for future. Artificial intelligence is not only about financial sector, it's about traffic.
Yes.
If you can implement artificial intelligence in traffic in the streets, you will reduce the traffic in streets through rush hours. Artificial intelligence is about interacting with the governmental entities, how to reduce the way or the time that people wasting to ask for a question in governmental entity or get an advice so applying artificial intelligence is very important, but still we are in early step in this.
Well, the banking sector is already, as you've mentioned, taking the lead in implementing it, but do you think that artificial intelligence applying it really to our everyday life would be a much more difficult sort of transformation than the digitalization?
I will tell you something. Today, or every one of us is spending a lot of time in navigating Facebook. You are using artificial intelligence. Facebook or digital social media channels like Facebook, Google, and YouTube, and such social media channels, they are understanding the importance of artificial intelligence. So whatever action you are doing on your smartphone or your tablet, They are doing analysis for that, and they are directing the right ads to you. So you are using artificial intelligence now. So it's matter of time in order to have your own artificial intelligence solution, and people will understand that by time. They will understand that such mechanisms, such solutions will help them in making their life more easier.
Yes. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as Dr. Adel mentioned, it has already been a long journey for the transformation of digitalization in all sectors within the Egyptian society, and we are taking our first early steps in implementing the artificial intelligence, be it in universities and different sectors. The banking sector maybe is the leading one so far, but definitely it is a long road ahead, but a very hopeful light at the end of this road. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have for this edition of the Daily Debate. But before we go, I'd like to thank my very distinguished guest, Dr. Hany Adel, the banking expert. Dr. Adel, it was a pleasure having you here.
It's my pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, please stay tuned for more coming up on Nile International. I'm Hani Saif. Thank you for joining us.